So I'm here at PantheaCon 2015, and I'm talking with Moonwater SilverClaw, who has written a third book now. And so what have you thought about PantheaCon this year?
It's been exciting. It's great to see new faces, and it's great to see old faces. So, yeah.
But okay, so you've written 3 books, and you have them with you, right? And the first one was. Oh, is this the second one?
This is the first one.
Oh, this is the first one. Okay,
this is the first one.
Now this one I read. This one I really enjoyed. And so tell me a little bit about this book and how.
This book, I was reading a lot of stuff, and I'm dyslexic, so it was very hard for me because a lot of people would read. They would write very flowery and stuff, and very. I don't know how you would call it, but it was just really hard for me to read. And a lot of the books that I found, basically all of them that at the time, they talked about how to do things, but they didn't really explain why you're doing these things. So I decided to make a Wicca 101 book that basically explained why and the how. So, you know, you're doing a ritual, well, why are you doing it? You know, not just to have a ritual. It's like you're trying to, you know, do whatever it is to change yourself or to honor or whatever. I just thought that it'd be nice to have something easily readable, and so I wrote it in a very pragmatic, easy to follow way.
Almost like kind of like a behind the scenes, like you're doing this and the reason why you're doing it.
Exactly. And I wanted to make it easy to read because even people with a second language would be easier to understand, hopefully. I wanted it to be easy enough for somebody, when I was first starting out, that had dyslexia or something, that they could actually do that.
So what was your second book?
Second book uses a lot of the technology of the first book, and actually, but it goes more towards the law of attraction, and it talks about how the law of attraction is really magic, and a lot of people are, you know, dissatisfied with the law of attraction as they've been taught because they're missing pieces, and those pieces I put into the book so that it would be explained, so that it would actually work. You know, they talk about, you know, believing and receiving, but they don't talk about the work part. And that's really vital to, you know, the old story of, you know, I want a job. I believe I'm going to have a job. At least put out a resume, you know.
It's not magically going to fall into your lap.
Yeah. The gods want you to actually, you know, walk as well as talk. And
so that whole book is pretty much on just the law of attraction.
Yeah, and basically, you know, again, it's got the technology of, you know, how to cast circle, how to do this, and actually how to, you know, do the work, which is in the first one. But it pertains mostly to a law of attraction and how it works and how it's not working for others and how to do it right. So it sort of ties into the first book. Yeah, it does tie into the first book. It has a lot of the same things that the first book has, but it's geared and focused more on a law of attraction. And so what's your most recent book? And this one you just put out, right? I just put out this one. It was published October 31st of 2014, and this one I'm really proud of because in our community I find that a lot of people have, how can I put it, self-esteem issues, and also, you know, there are, I don't know why, but we tend to have more mental illness in our group. And like for myself, I'm a depressed person, suffering from the symptoms of depression. And when you say us, you mean the pagan community? The pagan community in general. We tend to have more self-esteem issues and things like that. And I think that's why people really are drawn to it, because we are so accepting of body image and all these other things, and they want to come, but they can't quite let go and actually have the whole freedom of what they're looking for. And a lot of people just struggle, like for myself, I've really struggled with feeling worthy and things like that. And this book actually talks about, what to do when you're in a low mood, when, excuse me, it tells you, like one of the most important things I think is the self-love meditation that I have in that book. And that really turned me around personally. It helps you connect to the gods and shows you that what they see is not what you're seeing in yourself. And so it really helps you to see with other eyes. And this book addresses, things of not feeling, part of, or not feeling, it's just the low moods and everything that results from not feeling connected and not feeling, being a part of, because I struggle so much with, depression and different things in my life of abuse and things like that. And I feel like a lot of other people in our community have the same issues, and they're not talking about it, which is what I find is very interesting, is that we're very spiritual and we're very connected to deity and earth, but yet we don't want to express the things that we really need to work on. And that book will help with that, I think.
And just out of curiosity, why do you think that is? Why do you think a lot of people don't like to talk about?
I kind of look at it more as like my mom, like that era of just the stigma. And I think it still kind of happens in society now, that the stigma is, if you've got something where you need some help, you don't want to say that. You don't want to, I'm normal, I'm okay, and it's just a lot of times, even for people not in our community. I mean, I'm just talking about general community now. It's just, they feel very isolated because they can't ask for help.
Yeah. And so this meditation you had mentioned, could you walk us through that, or?
If I can find it. I'll give you the idea of what it is. I can't tell you verbatim, but
then they'll have to get your book.
They will have to get the book. But the process is going through down into meditation, and then what happens is you meet the deity, you meet gods, but you see yourself through the gods' eyes, through their loving and caring eyes. They created you, they crafted you with love, and what you see is probably not the same thing they see. And this is actually helping you see yourself with love and with, honor, respect, just those things that we need in our lives, and we don't feel, at least I don't feel like I get enough of a lot of the times. But when you look through the God's eyes, you realize you already have that. So I found it very powerful, because when I was younger, I was really felt like I was worth nothing. I felt very alienated. And going through this particular meditation that I created, it really helped me to see myself in a different viewpoint, to take myself out of my stuff, my luggage, my baggage, and actually see clearly with the light of the gods.
So it's kind of like a self-guided meditation, like you would read it and then kind of you would take yourself.
Yeah, and a lot of the meditations you can either have a friend read, or you can record it ahead of time and then play it back and go through it. So yeah.
That's a good idea.
So it's basically, kind of letting go of all of the self-hate and the self, anything that you've been putting on yourself that you really shouldn't be doing. And that's probably happens to a lot of us. But, just to see ourselves, it's like, no, you are worth something. We created you. We love you. This is, and just having that light and putting that light into your body and just really filling up on that and then keeping that with you always.
I'll have to, when I get your book, because I am going to get an autographed copy from you.
Oh, well, thank
I'll have to go on it.
Okay, well, you'll please let me know how you think it is.
Definitely. So, so if people wanted to get your book, they can get it. Can they go to Amazon.com?
You can go to Amazon.com. You can just type in Moonwater SilverClaw, and just go to my author page, and it will have all my books and everything there.
Well, good. Well, I really appreciate having an opportunity to finally sit down and talk with you. I know we planned to do this like months ago.
We did.
And then we actually tried to do it via, I think it was through Google Plus, right? No. Skype is actually much easier.
Oh.
We actually tried to do it through Google Plus.
Oh, okay.
And there was just all kinds of problems.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad we finally got a chance to sit down and talk. And in the meantime, you wrote another book, too.
Yes.
So, well, thank you so much.
You're welcome, and I'm very happy to be here.